today we have Jonathan Payne. Now Jonathan, some exciting news I want to tell some clients about. You have agreed today to become a consultant to SAG Private and help us with our investment committee. Firstly, welcome aboard and thank you for doing so. Maybe you could tell people a little bit about what experience you bring to the SAG Investment Committee.
Yeah, well, it's very exciting news, Ian, and thanks very much for the invitation to join your investment committee as a consultant. Ian, as you know, I've been an independent now since 2009, in fact, but I've been in the investment industry for 31 years now. So I've run investment teams in London. I ran the investment team at Gulf International Bank in Bahrain, and more latterly, I was the Chief Investment Officer of Rothschild Australia, and had other senior positions in the investment industry here in Australia. I'm a self-confessed data junkie. I very much enjoy analysing financial markets and studying economic data. My background in terms of my academic past, I have a joint honours in economics and politics and a master's in finance. I love what I do. I'm excited by attempting to think about where the world is going, what the most significant macroeconomic forces are, and I'm excited to start this association with your firm here.
Well, look, we're really excited to have you with us too, Jonathan, and you mentioned your independence. So we see that a strength of SAG is our independence. We're not affiliated to anyone else. We are totally transparent. One of the philosophical things that we use as a company is we unashamedly use experts to help us with what we do. Hence, the use of yourself on global economics.
Yeah.
Now, what's your view on this business of using experts, sectorial or geographic experts?
Well, it's obviously it's a powerful model, and it makes a lot of sense to me. My areas of specialization, if you had to kind of put a finger on it, I suppose would be Asia. For a long time now, I think I'm reasonably well known for my views on China. I've studied China for more than 20 years, also areas such as the Middle East. I think it's very powerful if you're using people with independent thinking. I think there are some obvious benefits to that. That provides you with objectivity. I'm afraid in the financial world, in the investment industry in general, there's a lot of groupthink, and also individuals that are tied to some of the big corporations really have to sing along with the hymn sheet. They find it very hard to challenge the official line of the company that they're working for. Hence why so few economists predicted the GFC, the big crash in 2008. So I think life is all about being objective, perhaps also being contrarian when and if needed, having the courage of one's conviction, and independence, I think, is absolutely critical for the successful management of money in this day and age.
Yeah, well, that's clearly an area that we both concur on as well. Now, another area I know that you and I have had discussions around, and that's a philosophical one also, on the types of investments that one uses. Now, we hear the term relative funds these days, and we hear the term absolute. Now, to me, at SAG, we like the absolute style of investing, where the priority by the manager is to make money.
Yeah.
Do you want to comment on that?
I feel very, very strongly about this issue that you've just raised. I've never met an investor or a client who is happy that they have outperformed the benchmark but lost a lot of money. This notion of relative return management in the investment world is a really, really bizarre one. Ultimately, you and I, all individuals, wish to generate a positive return on their invested capital. The alternative is for investors to put their money in deposits in a bank. If we are attempting to actually manage their money and charge a fee, then surely our primary objective is to simply generate a return on that invested capital and do everything we can to protect that capital. So our primary objective is not to lose money, and obviously to generate a positive return regardless of what the markets are doing. So if we have active fund managers who are looking to, number one, not lose money, but very much look to generate a positive return, that's what we mean by being an absolute return manager, as opposed to a so-called relative return manager.
Jonathan, I'll leave it on that note. I totally support your view around absolute returns. We're looking forward to having you as an advisor and working with us. Thank you.
That's my pleasure.